Welcome back, guys. It's another EDH deck profile with us, Arcane Lighthouse. Me and Julian are here to cover Riku.
That's us right there.
Yeah, that's us. So I don't know.
I guess I'm the instant sorcery one.
Yeah, I'm the guy who copies shit, and then we have a floating ball sack together to conjoin into a gelatinous mass that we call an EDH deck. So we have a different build of Riku. Most people like to go for one of the other instant sorcery heavy or creature base or have a balanced. I threw all of that out the window and I made a different variant that is more one-on-one. It is not focused on infinite combos. It can, depending on the right pieces in the game. We're going to cover that right now. All right, so starting off from lowest to highest, highest to lowest, we have one Blightsteel Colossus. You have one guy to come in, really settle the score.
Well, honestly, what's better than one Blightsteel Colossus?
Yeah, so
Two.
You can copy him, and then Infect Trample. Really great if you have Sneak Attack. It's not in this deck. Took it out because it was kind of slow, or it got popped off way too quickly in my playgroup. Next card, we have Crater Hoof Behemoth because, pumping up your Infect is important.
Yeah, it's crazy in that deck.
Next, we have Phyrexian Ingester. A field, basically it's a body on a stick with a removal effect, and it gets the buff, so it's really good.
Exile too.
Yeah, exile. So
it's super good.
Avenger of Zendikar, essentially overall won me one game against Julian because it was just say hello to all my guys, and I just kept getting lands, fetching or just throwing them down, hard casting lands, and yeah, so really good guys. Next card, we have Consecrated Sphinx because Consecrated Sphinx. Now we have Progenitor Mimic. So one card is this deck really copies. I really fell in love with the copying concept and mimicking and really replicating effects off of Sorcerer's Instants and creatures. So I really like the idea and want to keep it kind of lore, and that's an aspect, and really delve into the Riku aspect of copying. So you're going to see a lot of that, especially with New Phyrexia, which was the block I fell in love with, and I kind of entered in right after that. I was there for the whole ride. Scars, Marauding Besieged, and then New Phyrexia, and I came in at the tail end of Eldrazi, so I really love the whole concept of poisoning your opponent, and also I was really lazy, so I was like, 10 Infect counters you lose, that's better than damage. Moving on, we have Spinebiter, so essentially assigns damage as if it was not blocked. We have Phyrexian Swarmlord, so really overwhelm your opponents. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get a 1/1 green creature token with Infect, that's important, onto the battlefield. For each poison counter your opponents. See that S? Yeah, opponents. EDH, everyone has a poison counter. It's delicious. So you spread the love, spread gonorrhea, hepatitis across the board, and you're like, yeah. But yeah, we're still finding, hopefully, yeah, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. But that's the concept that we adapted in my playgroup. We just have STDs, names instead of infect counters. Next card, we have one of these cards. We have this giant guy. So discount Jurassic Park 3. Atali, Primal Storm. So this guy's really great in EDH. 6/6 beat stick that anytime he attacks, not connects, you exile every card, including yours, the top card of each player's library, and you can cast them without paying their mana cost. Really great. Get a lot of net. Plus, if you're playing a group of, it's a 4 free for all. You're plussing 4 cards regardless. One Worm Coil Engine because why not? One Inferno Titan. This is one of those free slots you can switch out for different cards and kind of go from there. I just like it for the pop effect, 3 damage. You can hit someone over, hit them in the head with 3 damage, or pop off an annoying creature that's weak enough to get 3 and kill it. We have one Acidic Slime because enchantment and artifacts are an issue in certain decks. Makar. Next, we have Phyrexian Hydra. I really try to add the best Infect cards that I could. It's very limited in this block at EDH because I didn't want to replace so many key components, and also Riku we can copy, so we get more bang for our buck. Next we have a Kiki Jiki. We have one Mole Drifter. We have Momir Vig. Got that great promo. Great for searching out cards if you cast green or blue, and you can just net your creatures, so very situational, kind of toolboxy. We have one Sakura Tribelder. one Phyrexian Metamorph to very like net either a really clutch card your opponent has or a card that you have. Again, next we have Clone, so really going for that really copying effects and really making clones. We have one Stunt Double, one Clever Impersonator. I really love this. Really surprised by the price on this card, but I'm really glad that I got it. We have one Oracle Modiah, just overall good staple card in any green deck. Very good, very good. One Solemn Simulacrum, so enters the battlefield, get a... Yeah, Julian's thinking Solemn Scrotum, but
That's a joke.
yeah, we call it Solemn Scrotum because we're like, yeah, we don't want to say simulacrums, but so enters the battlefield, tap for the land, and when it dies, you draw a card. We have one Vile Drake. So when it comes in the battlefield, you can as Infect flying, so as a some evasion, and you can proliferate for 3 colorless, 1 blue. That's great because when you're in that situation where everything has an Infect counter, a -1/-1 counter, this really like pushes the tide to make them kind of go over the edge and really pushes them into lethal range where you can kind of swing in, kill someone off really quickly. Especially Commander, it's 20 Infect counters instead of 10. From my play group's ruling, because I feel like 10 is kind of not that great. Because normally we try to go for like half-life for the poison counter amount. We have one Blighted Agent. I really feel like this was not a good card to print because really Infect unblockable. What were we thinking? We didn't listen. All right, we have one of these guys. One Rattleclaw Mystic. So very good. 3 colors that we need. And when it morphs, you add 1 green, 1 blue, and one red. We got one Birds of Paradise. We have one Tireless Tracker. Extra draw. Buff it up if you want to, but mostly we're going for the draw power for the clues. We have one Shaman of Forgotten Ways. One good card about this card is Formidable, so late game, if this guy's still alive and kicking and no one has really targeted it, it can really just come out of nowhere and really power creep the game and just really shamble and shackle up like your opponent's life, making it really tight for them to make decisions and really self-conscious about how many creatures they have on the field because it will make their life total that much. So try it out. We have one recovery card, Eternal Witness, and we have one Protean Raptor. I thought it said Raptor, huh? Protean Raptor. I haven't touched Riku in a while. Just been busy with work and everything, but you know who gives a shit about that. But essentially, another copy card. So really copy focused in this deck. The creature base is very minimal. It's well balanced. Not too little. Not a lot. So we're gonna move right into the enchantments. We have one mana reflection. So if you would tap a permanent for mana, you would produce twice as much. So that it's not just lands, but also like mana rocks, all that stuff. I cannot tell you how good this card is. Corrupted Conscience, very underrated card. I'm surprised it's not worth more, like at least 3 to 4 range, like Vandal Blast is right now. You essentially take something, if not enchant your own creature, and it gains Infect. That's crazy. We have one Splinter Twin, one Parallel Lives, and one Tide, because essentially you proliferate every time you cast a spell, and if you can produce enough mana to like just throw out cheap spells, your opponents already have lethal amounts of poison counters, then you can go in for game. So moving on, we have the Sorcerer. We're going to go into Sorcerer's Instance. 1 Hour of Devastation. 1 Triumph of the Hordes. Because, you know, so essentially +1/+1, and all creatures gain trample and infect. So that's a very clutch card to have to kill off your opponent. I don't really like it, but you know, if it wins games, it wins games. So Rite of Replication, copy the Blightsteel Colossus, Consecrated Sphinx, and just kind of go in for flying or whatever you like. 1 Urban Evolution, so draw you 3 cards and play an additional land. 1 Green Sun Zenith to really search for that green creature that you need. 1 Tooth and Nail. 1 Cultivate, 1 Ponder, 1 Serum Visions, 1 Kodama's Reach, 1 Opt, 1 Pact of Negation. Good God, how much did I spend on this deck? 1 Void Slime, 1 Cyclonic Rift, 1 Naturalize, and we have 1 Cryptic Command. So mostly the Sorcery Instant build is very generic.
It's okay because you're getting double.
Yeah, you're getting double. You're copying it. You can really just exploit it with Riku, but you really want to protect Riku, so that's why we're going to the artifacts now. So it's minimal artifacts, but we have one Sword of Feast and Famine, one Sword of Fire and Ice, one Sword of War and Peace. I said minimal. I was like, oh yeah, and one Sword of Light and Shadow.
Good God.
We have
Where's
one.
Body and Mind?
Fuck that card. All right, we have because
Staple.
that's all Riku needs is a wolf.
Right.
All right, so we have one the Immortal
copy.
Sun.
Staple.
Yeah, I know, right? One Soul Rang.
Also staple.
One Chromatic Lantern. Staple.
Yep.
Contagion Engine. Should have hoarded this card when it was like 50 cents.
I know.
Good
I
God,
don't know
it's
if
like
you guys remember those days. I don't know if you're playing. But
everyone's like tossing this. Like, I got a crap rare.
So cheap.
They were so cheap. Like we were trading like buckets of this to get like a McDonald's Happy Meal, and now they're like what like what's
Like between 6 to 10.
I don't like somewhere in that range, but they're not chap. All right, we got one Lightning Greaves. Good God, what's my life? Rings of Brighthearth, and one especially for this card, Resonator. Great. If you guys don't know, Resonator, so here you go. It's copy target triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for that copy.
So it's another Riku trigger basically on top of Riku's trigger.
So it's crazy. So we're going in the land base. I'm really sad to see these guys go. I had 3 of the dual lands. Anima Pavilion offered me I couldn't refuse the price tag that they were offering me for it, so I ended up pitching this. Got a lot of money for it, so I started buying a lot of anime. So there's that. But I have a lot more dual lands. Don't worry about that, guys. We're not budget yet. Juar Refuge.
Might be soon.
Oh yeah. So
Anime.
we have one command tower for the land to go into the land. One Sulphur Falls. One Rootbound Crap. We have one Breeding Pool. One Steam Vents. One Stomping Grounds. Good God, remember when this was like 25? We have one Firelit Thicket. One Cascade Bluffs. One Spiral Bluff Canal. I don't know. Vama La Masama Canal. Or Coast. Yeah, foil. Flooded Grove. We have one Hinterland Harbor. One Grove of the Burn Willows. One Glimmer Void. One Kessig Wolf Run. One Inkmock Nexus. I really like this deck. One Reflection Pool. Reliquary Tower because staple. One Mana Confluence. One Copperloin Gorge. One Poor Man's Maze of Ith. 3 islands. 3 mountains. 3 forests. Scalding Tarn. 1 Misty Rainforest. And 1 Wooded Foothills. So that was the deck profile. I definitely spend a lot of money just to mana fix this deck. I really like this deck. I don't bust it out as much just because it's really bad in one versus like 3 other people in a multiplayer game. So I don't like to bust this out unless someone gets really annoying and I just want to one shot kill that guy and I'm like basically like jit-foing out of that game. But other than that was the deck profile. If I was a little speedy with that, I just hope you guys... I thought most of the cards were very self-explanatory, very staple. If you have any questions, comment below, like, comment, subscribe. We have more deck profiles coming out. So, yeah, that's all we got, and see you next time.